So I was kind of disappointed that there were no black 1982 Trans Ams in this flick. I mean, damn, let me down right out the gate, movie. Oh, shit. Wrong movie. Night Ride is brought to us by director Stephen Fingleton and stars Mo Dunford, Joanna Rivero, and Gerald Jordan. A real-time one-shot thriller about a dealer trying to pull off one last job before going straight. So Night Ride is about a small-time drug dealer named Budge, much like the synopsis said, who is doing one last job before he goes straight. The vast majority of the movie is Budge, played by Mo Dunford, riding around in a car, talking to people on the phone, trying to orchestrate this big thing so that he can get paid and move on with his life. Of course, lots of obstacles come up, things happen, product is lost, product is found, people are called, things come up, people go after him, just all kinds of stuff happens in this fairly small amount of time. And about 95% of all this happens with Budge riding around in the car, talking to people on speakerphone. Now this has been done before, say with something like Locke with Tom Hardy. And this story is nothing really groundbreaking. Criminal with a heart of gold decides to do that one last job before they go straight. I mean, this story is about as old as time itself. The big twist here is that Night Ride is a one-shot. That means it is one continuous shot from beginning to end. No cuts, no second takes, none of that. Now there are a couple of parts in the movie that I'm not sure if they cut, but it would have been the optimal time for them to do kind of a hidden cut. But even if they did cut the movie there and not shoot actually one continuous take, the movie is presented that way, and it still doesn't take away from the fact that, like I said, even if they did cut in those few select moments, there are still long portions of this movie that are not cut, that's for damn sure. There are benefits to doing a one-take film, especially movies like this that are supposed to be kind of tense. The nature of a one cut is already a bit tense. We as the viewer are used to seeing scenes change. We're used to seeing cuts going from character to character. We are not used to just seeing the camera stay in one place for such a long extended period of time, and it can make tense scenes even more tense. It can give an air of uncomfortability, and that's why movies that are supposed to be tense or time sensitive really do lend themselves well to this type of filmmaking. I like one-shots when they're done well, and Night Ride is kinda somewhere in the middle. The technical aspects of the movie are done very well. This is a very competently made one-shot. The performances are all pretty solid, especially Mo Dunford. The camera work does get creative at times, and I did enjoy that aspect of the film. The story, though, is where we get some trip-ups. Now, I don't have a problem with these kind of stories. They're fine. Some really entertaining movies out there have this exact same setup. And the second half to 2/3 of this film are pretty entertaining. I mean, they're not like mind-blowing, but I was having a good time with that part of the movie. It's the beginning of the film that was a bit hard to get through, and that kind of sucks because you gotta get through the beginning to get to the good parts, and I don't know if everybody's gonna get through the beginning. The setup and all of that of Budge riding around in his car, just kind of having these mundane conversations with people, setting up everything that's going to happen, are not all that thrilling. And while they, much like the rest of the movie, are one shot, it's just this guy riding down the street in a car talking on the phone. There's not a whole lot more going on. Everything is in the conversations that are happening, and they're fine, I guess, but you're not really invested in anything at this point. I wish the movie had done something else, I don't know what, but just something else a bit more in the beginning to get you hooked in before it went straight into this guy just sitting in a car having fairly mundane conversations with people. Technically it works, but entertainment-wise, it is severely lacking in this first third of the film. Now, as I said, things do pick up a bit. It never like reaches like the highest of highs. This isn't like one of the best movies I've seen all year, but I was definitely entertained once we got to the second third to half of the film. And that's fine. I didn't need the movie to be like amazingly awesome. I'm okay with a movie that's just pretty entertaining. It just sucks that you gotta kind of go through that beginning part. And I know, yeah, you gotta set up characters and story and all that before you get to all those parts, but I feel like there was something else they could have done there to make it a bit more entertaining. Where the movie eventually ends up going was fine. I mean, it's not like amazing, but it's fine. It's entertaining enough. But I can't help but feel that the filmmakers were really leaning on the one-shot aspect of this film to carry it through. You know, the awe of, wow, this is all one shot and there's no cuts. And while there was a time that was truly awe-inspiring, and it is still a technical feat, I don't want to take that from them, that gimmick is not as fresh as it once was. As I mentioned a moment ago, they still did a good job with that, but it's been done a bunch of times before. We've already seen that. Doesn't mean it can't be done impressively again. It just means if you're going to do that and you're gonna kind of lean into that quite a bit and not so much into the story, then you need to do something truly great with that. I think what they did in that technical department here is good, but great, probably not. We've seen this before, and not just in the story department. We've seen this technically before as well. It is competent, that's for sure, but it's just that. It's competent, it's not great. And when your story's just fine and your technical side of things is just pretty good, then your movie ends up being just okay, fine. Also, while you don't have to necessarily have a reason to shoot a movie as a one-shot, the ones that really work are the ones that benefit from that one-shot nature. Ones that it makes sense for them being shot as a one-shot. Well, yeah, this movie is on a timeline, and I guess you could make a case for the movie being a one-shot because of that timeline. I don't really feel like it needed to be a one-shot. Doesn't hurt that it is, but I don't really see the point of it. Guys, there's not a whole lot more I need to say about Night Ride. It's a competently made one-shot with solid performances, but the story is one we've seen a million times. There's not anything that really makes it stand out, and the beginning portion of the film is kind of a slog to get through. It's not terrible by any means. There is entertainment value to be found here, but really only on streaming.
Across the street.
This movie was fine. It's not gonna blow anybody away. It's not gonna be on anybody's top 10. But if you're looking for a competently made one-shot for the night, then check it out when you get a chance, and I think you'll have a decent enough time with it. So there it is, guys, my review of Night Ride. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you wanna help out the channel, check out my Patreon in the description below and become a jarhead and get some of the awesome benefits to go along with it, like these guys. And possibly check out my top tier and become a bad motherfucker like my man Greg C and Dragon Con. If you like video games, or you just wanna watch somebody play them that probably needs to take a long ride away from them, then check out my new gaming channel, Jag. Link in the description. Any support is appreciated. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Birmingham.
Just a little more time.
Let's run out.
Joyce, go!
Clock has stopped.
So I know I made the Knight Rider joke in the beginning, but really, where is that movie? We've gotten all these remakes and redos from like old shows and movies from the 80s. Where the fuck is Knight Rider? Who's dropped the ball there? How have we not gotten that yet? I mean, I know they made that short-lived show a few years back that had a Mustang in it instead, which was pretty cool. But I mean like a big budget Hollywood remake movie. We've gotten all these other ones. They made fucking G.I. Joe, but they don't make Knight Rider. What the fuck is going on here? And as much as I like Mustangs, and I did like that Mustang in that other remake, bring back the fucking Trans Am. I know it doesn't exist anymore, RIP Trans Am Firebird, but bring it back anyway. I mean, really, a really fucking cool Knight Rider movie with a badass car with a budget? How fucking cool would that be? You could even have David Hasselhoff do a cameo. I mean, really, you'd have to have the Hoff do a cameo. I mean, what else is he doing? The guy's not doing shit. He'd have to do a cameo in that movie. It could be fucking awesome. I mean, it would be absolute trash as well, and I know that, but it would be fucking awesome trash that I'd be there day one to buy a ticket for.